one of the most important things that was said today, which is that one of the things that makes us very unhappy about the reorganization plan is that it's coming down on us without a lot of consultation. You have in this room probably more years of education than anybody wants to, even Kristen wants to try to count up. And yet we haven't had the opportunity to talk to our colleagues in the community colleges about how this is going to work. It's sort of like, this is going to be done, and then you better figure out how you work this out. And I don't think any business would run that way. I don't think they would reorganize a business without having the constituent parts talk to each other about how this is going to work. I also want to point out that one of the justifications is that supposedly to improve transfer between the community colleges and the CSU system. I think somebody ought to sit down and look at all the work we do to make sure that our community college students can transfer easily. We just spent time in our University Senate yesterday passing a bill to ease transfer of students who come in with 60 credits or more. So whenever I hear that, I think, well, has anybody looked at what we already do to see if that's a model for other institutions to use? So, I feel like we have all this experience, and yet we're going to get a model, whether it works or not, and then we're the ones who are going to have to deal with that. And I think it's unfortunate not to use the expertise you have in higher education to talk about how to reorganize.
I'm Leslie Rickland. I teach in the education department, and I'm also the certification officer for the university. I want to reiterate, back up what Ann has said, and Marty way back at the beginning of this breakfast about when we made a comment about scapegoating, not about the beginning of time. When I had children, when my children were little, they said, "Mommy, what was it like when you grew up in the cave?" So maybe but you all know, the legislators here all know that the CSUs are grounded in teacher education. That we're come out of the normal school tradition. And I've heard, I don't know what you want to call it, saber rattling or rumors that because there aren't a lot of teaching jobs right now, in fact there's layoffs in the teaching profession, and they're not the retirements because people are staying in their jobs because of the recession, that why are we continuing to educate teachers? And why? And there are so many. There's a glut of elementary school teachers on the market. Why are we continuing to do that? And just like in visual arts, what are we doing here at Eastern and Central and so on, turning out more teachers where there aren't jobs? Well, if you have any memory about this early 70s, 1970s, there was a great recession there too, and teachers couldn't find jobs, but went into other professions. This isn't going to last forever.